Hey, everybody, I'm Reverend Cynthia, and I just thought I'd drop into your morning today on this Monday morning and give you a read. I didn't get to do it last week. I talked about the book Rainbow in the Cloud by Maya Angelou, and it says the wisdom and the spirit of Maya Angelou. And so I want to read from one of the chapters called Black Identity. And it starts, although as Black people we had a dignity and a love for life, those qualities had to be defended constantly. Although there was always generosity in the Negro neighborhood, it was indulged on pain of sacrifice. Whatever was given by Black people to other Blacks was most probably needed as desperately by the donor as by the receiver, a fact which made the giving or receiving a rich exchange. Black Americans of my generation didn't look kindly on public mournings except during or immediately after funerals when they had lost someone. We were expected by others and by ourselves to lighten the burden by smiling, to deflect possible new assaults by laughter. Hadn't it worked for us for centuries? Hadn't it? Black entertainers had to be 10 times better than anyone else historically. Black women whose ancestors were brought to the United States beginning in the 1619 have lived through conditions of cruelty so horrible, so bizarre, that women had to reinvent themselves. They had to find safety and sanctity inside themselves, or they would not have been able to tolerate such torture. They had to learn quickly to be self-forgiving, for often their exterior actions were at odds with their interior beliefs. Despite the harshness of their lives, I have always found that older Black women are paragons of generosity. The right plea, arranged the right way, the apt implication, persuade the hungriest Black woman into sharing her last biscuit. How could I explain a young Black boy to a grown man who had been born white? I do not believe the N-word should be used at all. It is time to retire the N-word and rely on our vocabulary to speak to people without calling them any racial, pejorative at all. I don't go for that hate talk. Negroes ain't got time to be hating anybody. We got to get together. I was born to work up to my grave, but I was not born to be a slave. Maya Angelou is a prolific writer. She writes about history. She writes about the Black culture. She writes poetry, or she wrote at this point. She's no longer with us, but she's left a great work of art in her writing. Most people read her poem, Still I Rise, and I will be reading that this week. I will be sharing that online on Facebook and also on YouTube. But this was just a small book, and I thought, you know what, let me just read an excerpt from it. It gets better as it goes through, and then she begins to talk on courage, spirituality, love, and relationships. And so it was a small book, but there's a picture of her family in there, and but it's a great read, and I talked about it. And I just want to share some of it with you in the middle of the day to say, remember what our forefathers and foremothers went through to pave the way. And some say they didn't pave the way. I believe they did every bit of the way, because if nobody had ever took the step forward to challenge, to change, to interject into conversations that put us down, pulled us down, kept us out, we would still not be invited to the table. And so here at the Queen's table, I have welcomed kings and queens to step up, and they're beginning to step forward. And so as we begin to tape, we will begin to air those shows. as they come forward and as the people step forward. And so each day this week, I'm going to try to read from the book of a Black writer, or more poetry, um, and just talk about our culture, talk about the people, talk about where we're from. I'm going to try and get some books on Africa, Haiti, Jamaica, Egypt. Egypt is in Africa for those of you. The Egyptians are Africans. And so we're going to look further into our history, and even the side with the Indian culture that goes in with the African culture. I myself have Blackfoot Indian, as well as most people have some Cherokee. But I was researching the land and the territory and came to find that a lot of the Blackfoot Indians were in Utah, in that area, that land that's been kept kind of supreme for a long time. So, but if you look on the maps and you study the territory, you'll find that there were Blackfoot Indians in the state of Utah, in that area over by Wyoming. And that area is still very natural and pristine. The waters are very blue, look like you're on an island. So it's been well preserved and well kept. And yeah, when we do get to reparations and we do get to get land given back to us, that may be the area that I choose to take land in, because it's been kept up for us, and well kept. So today I want to drop in just to say, hey, get out, read, study, learn Black history, know who you are, know where you've come from, and be a people that know where you're going. God bless you and have a great day.